Hi, my dearest friends. Today, I want to talk about the nature of divine paradox or divine irony hidden behind your healing journey and your life journey also. And I always talk from the perspective of remote viewing because this is what I do and practice. I practice remote viewing, especially for the purposes of health, healing, and wellness. So let me explain about the nature of divine paradox or divine irony. Well, it means that your ability to see beyond what meets the eye. And it also means what you see with naked eye, it's not what you get. You get much deeper meaning and truth, and you can see it with the naked eye. So, what is divine paradox? The divine paradox is the idea that two opposite truths can exist at the same time, like unity and separation together at the same time, or free will and destiny at the same time. It shows that reality is more complex than our usual way of thinking, encouraging us to accept mystery and deeper truths that go beyond simple logic. And by the way, divine paradox that I'm talking about now is proven by science. Quantum physics proved that a photon, a particle of light, can exist in two separate locations, maybe even more than two different locations at the same time. So this is why the nature of divine paradox is it's no longer just spiritual, it's really much scientific. So, how can you define divine paradox in simple sentences? So, I collected a few sentences here. So, what is big is actually small. What is small is really big. So, I mean, what you see with naked eye as big, it could be just small. And what you can see, like a virus, like an energy, is actually big. So what is frightening is really the safe path. What looks safe is your fear talking. What looks like chaos is actually a future blessing in disguise. And your greatest power is humility. Your greatest weakness is humiliation. The mustard seed, one clear soul, has more power than the mountain, a group of people in chaos. Your ego and not someone else is your ruthless adversary. Let me just give you some examples of what I just mentioned. So, for example, what looks big is actually small, and all the other aspects of divine paradox. Here is divine paradox of a illness. And this was my friend, Sophia. So Sophia was a gifted intuitive healer, known for her compassion and deep spiritual insight. I knew Sophia. Then she was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, a condition that left her exhausted, foggy, and unable to do her work that she really once loved. And at first, she felt lost. Her energy was gone, her intuition quiet, and she was asking herself, why me? I have spent my life helping others. Why me? But in that stillness, something profound began to unfold. The illness became her teacher and friend. So it forced her to slow down, to listen more deeply, to stop doing and start being. She began to see that her body wasn't betraying her, it was begging her to return to herself. Through her pain and fatigue, Sophia discovered a new way to live her life, the way rooted in softness, self-compassion, and true balance. And most of all, she learned to love herself, not for what she did, but simply for who she was. This is actually what she told me. Exactly her words I put here. So her illness didn't diminish her healing gift. Through this illness and by overcoming this illness, by listening to her intuition, she became much stronger and more powerful healer and more useful to others because her energy changed. Before, she was like sort of like a people pleaser, just trying to heal others, but didn't pay attention to herself. So the energy that came from her wasn't really good. The energy that came from her before the illness was maybe like a person who betrayed herself, didn't love herself as much. But after the illness, when she overcome it, the energy that come from her was true love, true compassion, because she became love and compassion. But it only happened after illness. So what looked big, oh my God, chronic fatigue syndrome, it's big, it looks big and looks traumatic. But it actually was small compared to the final consequences and result of this illness, which was her self-love and empowerment and helping others in a much better way because her body showed this love. So here are two practical examples of the divine paradox in action when actually two coexist together at the same time. So not just one consequence of another like an illness, but two coexist. So love and freedom in relationships. In a healthy relationship, two people are deeply connected and united, yet both need personal freedom to grow as individuals. And the paradox is that the stronger the bond, the more freedom each person feels. Instead of feeling trapped, love can create a sense of freedom to be yourself, showing that unity and independence coexist. Wow. So the more you're connected and united, the more freedom you feel. So, and this is the nature of true relationships. Relationships that are empowered relationships and relationships which are good for health and which create health rather than drain your power and create illness. Another example, creation come from stillness, so creation and stillness. In creative work, people often find that their best ideas or insights come from when they stop actively thinking and enter a state of stillness or relaxation. The paradox here is that creativity, which is an active process, often arises from moments of non doing anything and rest, illustrating how action can emerge from stillness. Two opposites coexist together and create unity, not fighting, not one against each other, two together and create an empowered artist. This is just another example. It's actually a person told me, my former client told me about this kind of an accident that happened with him, but it was a divine paradox, was missing a flight. Divine paradox. So John was angry when a mistake caused him to miss an important flight. He felt frustrated, thinking he had lost a big business opportunity. But later he learned that the plane he missed had engine problems and made an emergency landing with some passengers injured. What seemed like a setback, oh my God, big mistake, was actually small and good for him. So what seemed like a setback turned into a blessing, as missing the flight actually kept him safe. This is a divine paradox. Something looks negative and looks big, like missing the flight, ended up being positive, avoiding danger and saving life. Another example I also know from some of my friends, filing an exam, which is a huge problem for students. But it was a divine paradox. So Peter, my friend, was devastated when he filed an important exam and missed entry to his dream university. He felt like his plans for the future were ruined. As a result, he had to apply to a different university in another city where he was accepted. During this first year there in this new university, Peter met a woman who would become his life partner. They got married and have been happily together for over 30 years. They're my friends. So, what seemed like a failure, failing the exam, turned out to be a blessing, meeting his wife, showing how the divine paradox works. Setbacks can lead to greater life paths. So, if he was accepted to the first university, he would never ever meet this particular woman because the woman was waiting him in another place. So, he had to file the exam to be able to meet her. Another example from my client and student, also Sarah. So severe illness. Was a case of a very severe illness and quite a dangerous illness, actually. So Sarah was diagnosed with cancer and thought her life was over. She had actually terminal cancer initially. She felt hopeless and saw no future ahead. However, during her illness, she began studying healing and spirituality as a way to cope. This is where we met. This new journey of self discovery led Sarah to personal empowerment, helping her heal from cancer. Along the way, she met someone who became an important partner in her life. What seemed like the end, a cancer diagnosis, became the beginning of a new fulfilling path, showing the divine paradox. Adversity led to growth, healing, and meaningful relationships. So this is examples which are like really obvious, but there are a lot of examples probably in your life which are less obvious, maybe not necessarily leading to a relationship, but just leading you to become empowered and happier and healthier person. So another great example, COVID, we all know that. So COVID is virus. It's a divine paradox. Pandemic is divine paradox. We needed the pandemic to go through a transition time between paradigms of or eras: physical era before the pandemic, energy era after the pandemic, and pandemic is in between, transition time. But pandemic was came with viruses, COVID. So the COVID virus is a divine paradox, showing how something microscopic can profoundly impact our lives, spreading from person to person, like energy. So virus, it's basically like energy. Can you see it? No. Can you feel it? No, unless you get the infection. So, however, its effects aren't the same for everyone. The everybody affected differently by the virus. So what I noticed, the more you connect with the collective fear, the more you believe in collective fears, the more you connect, attach to collective fear, or with the fear of another person who fear virus, the more vulnerable you become to the virus. So the more you connect to tribal fears, collective fears or fears of the person who lives with you, the more vulnerable you become and more likely you get it. In contrast, the stronger and more independent your energy field is, your aura, strong, independent, the more protected you are from viruses. Divine paradox. And I believe this COVID pandemic was here to prove, like show everybody to change their perspectives about how they feel, about sense of safety, and kind of fake sense of safety was maybe pushed on us, that the fake sense of safety connected to fears that come from society and from other people, and we should not connect it. So virus was here to show us which is a good things, which is the things of empowerment, if you recognize the divine paradox. Another big things, global conflicts. Oh, we all know so much talk about on the media, and people get very upset and even fight about all these conflicts, but they are divine paradox. Also, you have to look at them like a divine paradox. Global conflicts exemplify the divine paradox, revealing the duality and tribalism, the idea that my tribe better than yours, are outdated and unsuitable for the modern world. So this is what conflicts teaching us. See with your eyes the consequences of my tribe better than yours notions. This is what tribalism is all about. The paradox is that witnessing the consequences of such duality, fighting, it means always two enemies. Such duality can drive people to embrace a multipolar world where all ways of life are accepted as equal and valued. We can only stop weapon production when most people let go of the idea of duality. Like photons, particles of light. So what light consists of? Photons. And a photon can exist simultaneously in two different locations, maybe even more than two. And it's all right, right? Yes, photon exists here and here at the same time. All right. It's what its multipolar world is. At Paris Olympics, Paris Olympics was like a few months ago, like finished now, but I heard somebody talk about Paris Olympics. It's all this cheating during competitions, and somebody important, but I don't remember the name of the person. Somebody said in a discussion, cheating will continue as long as competition exists. So yeah, so it's true. Yeah, of course. We can't fight cheating if we still have competition. Competition, it means two people have to outcompete. I am better than you. Then of course cheating will exist. So when we go away from the duality, then cheating stop. We don't need to cheat if there is no duality and competition. Competition always come from duality, you or me, winner or loser. There is no, when there is no duality, there is no cheating. So now, how to navigate your life? So the best way is to maintain spiritual congruency. Spiritual congruency means making sure your beliefs match your daily actions and spiritual practices. It's about living in a way where what you believe is reflected in what you do and how you practice your spirituality. This creates a more authentic and harmonious life, congruency and alignment with my feelings, my thoughts, and what I speak is all the same, all one. So say what you believe and believe what you say. Act on your beliefs and follow through on guidance that comes from your inner reflection. In this way, your body, mind, and soul come into an alignment that allows grace flow through you as naturally as breath. And only you know what you believe to be true. It's totally up to you. So only you know what you believe to be true about the divine. Only you know what you believe to be true about your purpose in life and what qualifies as real or an illusion for you. And what creates illness or health. It's how you feel personally about your purpose and what qualifies as real or illusion for you. So internal work, absolutely necessary. And actually nobody even can fix this for you. People can teach and guide, but only you can fix it inside you. Once you make those choices, compromising them is an act of self-betrayal because you violating your personal truth. And truth is your monitoring device. You should never lie to yourself about compromising your truth. You can't, because your biology, body, will show signs of stress when you become incongruent with the truth. It's medical intuition. So when I do remote viewing on people, which is called medical intuition, I see the nature of their stress that made them sick. And nearly in all cases, in most cases, I see how incongruent they become with the true nature. So the more you deviate from your true nature, the more unhealthier you become. So the most amount of stress come from being untrue to yourself. So we should not blame other people as much because they are only a reflection of how you become disconnected from your true self. So when you become true to yourself, and you can be true to yourself in any situations, so healing comes from being true to yourself. So your inner power to heal, transform, and rise is the key to healing. So true power doesn't lie in what you see before you. It lives quietly behind your eyes. Once power is made visible, it begins to fade. Divine paradox again. You make it visible, you have no power. So real power is invisible, subtle, and sacred. It comes from calmness inside, stillness inside. So this is divine paradox. The more quietly you carry your power, the more deeply it shapes the world. Your thoughts are not just passing clouds. They are architects of your reality. Before anything becomes matter, it begins in the unseen world of your thoughts. See, your thoughts are more important than what you just scream about and become loud about, what you actually think and feel. So your thoughts, like your words and actions, are instruments of creation. Choose them with awareness, nurture them with love, and beware the weight of judgment. For to judge is to tie yourself to what you condemned. Divine paradox. The more harshly you judge, the more tightly you bound and become heavy. You create psychic weight. So when I see people distantly, as a medical intuitive, this is what I see in people, this psychic weight that makes them heavy and ground them, creating tumors, inflammation, and any other illnesses. So in trying to diminish another, you give them power over you. Wow. You become not their master, but their prisoner. Let go, observe, bless. That is where true freedom is and true power begins. Divine paradox. So the power that you cannot see make you the most powerful and the most healthier version of you. So let's talk about inner guidance now. How you can guide yourself into understanding the nature of divine paradox. So ask yourself, what psychic, mental, and emotional burdens am I carrying that no longer serve my journey? Ask yourself right now, what kind of psychic weight you carry in yourself? So in every situation, ask yourself, what is the truth here? Any situation, be it personal or social or political, whatever situation is, ask, what is the truth here? Because the truth is not what you see with naked eye. So seek wisdom, understanding, and insight in all that unfolds. Learn the art of endurance, knowing that no plan ever truly manifests overnight. Let go of expectations. Allow every moment to surprise you. Release the need to understand why things happen as they do. How can you truly know what success or failure means until the journey is complete? You have to go through for months, maybe even years, of overcoming your illness until you see the result or consequences of your illness, which is new you, more empowered, much healthier, much fitter, maybe even younger you, your life. Act on your inner guidance without waiting for the certainty of safety or proof. That proof will never come. Faith is the act of moving forward in uncertainty. You have to have faith in the divine and have faith in healing. It's what I always say to people, and I truly believe in that divine always guides us to find balance even through the illness. This is what faith is. But divine always guides me to find balance even through the illness. It means even if I have illness or like problems, it means it's still healing. Because through these problems, through these illnesses, I can finally see my true way. I can finally see my mistakes or something I did wrong, and I can correct myself and start doing all over again in a new way. So every choice you make is an act of trust, not fear. So this is what you need to learn, to make choices from trust, faith, and love, not fear. Because if you make choices out of fear, which many people do, The only choices they make out of fear and panic. So these choices will have consequences of this fear. So the result would be what fear wants us to produce: more problems. When you make your choices out of trust, faith, and love, you will have consequences of what love, faith, and trust produce in the end. So, and to finish this, I want to offer you oneness and separation meditation. So, oneness and separation, they are coexist together. So, yes, we are one, we are all one, and we all autonomous, like autonomy. Separation, like, well, but I am a separate person, but I am all one with everybody, because all my cells in my body is all one. So you feel the oneness when you feel oneness in you, in me. I need to feel that all my cells, my body consists of cells, act as all is one. And separation, but separation is also true for me and for you, but because I am my own woman and you are your own person. So oneness and separation, they are together, coexist. Both are true and don't have to fight about it. So how to do it? So visualize a state of complete unity with the universe where all dualities dissolve. Well, there are dualities, but there is no, they're still together. So it's like oneness and separation, but it's all together. Then gently shift your focus to experiencing yourself as an individual, distinct from everything else. Reflect on how both states, unity and individuality, are valid and interconnected. They are one. Opposites, but one. So let's go into meditation. So I take you through this meditation, and here's the script I wrote. So I leave the script in front of you. So oneness meditation script. Make sure that your back is straight. You can close your eyes and find a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in and gently exhale. Let your body relax with each breath, sinking deeper into stillness. Let's enter unity first. Take a moment to center yourself in the present moment. Feel the space around you. Slowly begin to expand your awareness, feeling yourself as one with the air, the earth, and the sky. Visualize yourself as part of everything. Every breath you take is the same breath that flows through the trees, through the stars, through all living beings. Imagine that in this moment there is no separation. You are not you. You are the vastness of the universe, flowing in harmony with all that is. Feel how the boundaries between you and everything else begin to dissolve. The sky, the ocean, the mountain, the energy of life itself, all are one with you. In this moment, Allow yourself to fully feel the unity, the wholeness of existence. You are timeless, eternal, connected to the heartbeat of the universe. Let go of any sense of self and merge with the infinite. Now, gently begin to shift your focus. Imagine for a moment that you are coming back to yourself, back to your unique essence. See yourself as an individual, distinct from the universe, yet still deeply connected. You are a single expression of the vastness you just experienced. Feel the sensation of being a separate being, with your own thoughts, your own identity, your own story. Recognize that this individuality too is sacred. You are not less than the universe. You are integral part of it, with your own unique role to play. You are both a drop in the ocean and the ocean itself. Now, take a moment to reflect on this paradox, the deep oneness you experienced, and the individuality you now feel. Know that both are true. You are both one with all that exists, and you are uniquely you, with your own path and purpose. These two states are not opposing forces, but complementary parts of the same divine truth. In your individuality, you bring something unique to the world, something only you can express. And in your unity, you are part of the greater flow, a greater purpose beyond the confines of your personal experience. Both states, oneness and individuality, are equally valid, and they support one another in the grand design of life. Take a deep breath now, feeling both your individuality and your oneness at the same time. See them not as separate, but as two sides of the same coin. You can be both, unique and universal at once. As you gently bring your awareness back to the present moment, remember this feeling of balance between your oneness with the universe and your distinct individual essence. Carry this feeling with you as you move forward in your day. When you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, and take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly, feeling grounded and centered. Open your eyes whenever you are ready, carrying the wisdom of both unity and individuality within you. And this is the nature of divine paradox also. You are both an individual and you are united with the whole of the universe. So now if you would like to explore the unity and oneness of the universe further on much deeper level, remote viewing is a powerful practice that reveals the absence of duality, because in the energetic field there is no duality. And remote viewing is all about going into the energy field to connect to other places, people, objects, cities, buildings. And I invite you to join my How to Practice Remote Viewing with Intuitive Healing membership. It's a very special price today, so you can click the link below and have a look. If this is for you, then I would love to work with you on a much deeper and much more profound way, so we can create this new universe with the absence of duality, based on individuality and oneness at the same time. Let's see the unseen.